everybody! Welcome to this Facebook Pampered Chef show. My name is Heather, and I am a consultant with the Pampered Chef. Thank you so much for accepting the invite to the show. For those of you who are not interested in being a part of this the show and participating and getting the tips and techniques and pictures and videos and all that fun stuff, if you are not interested in that, just go ahead and decline the invite, and you will be excluded from any of those posts. So just want to throw that out there. And so first of all, though, thank you so much to our wonderful host. Obviously, without my hosts, I don't have shows. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate and love my hosts. And I appreciate you as guests and customers as well. Hopefully, you guys will walk away from this with some new information that's useful to you. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy. So what we're going to be talking about here, I'm going to kind of highlight, you've got a few different things here, but I'm going to highlight kind of the 3-star, what I like to call my power tools in my kitchen. How many of you guys have that person, your husband, your wife, some of you, boyfriend, somebody, grandpa, dad, somebody in your family that goes to the hardware store and says that they need to buy power tools, and what do they say? I have to have it for whatever project. And how many times? So they spend a couple $100 on whatever it is that they're buying. Sometimes it's more, and they use the power tool maybe a couple times a year. They'll use it for whatever project, and then it sits in the garage. So what I'm getting at with this is, why are we hesitant to spend that kind of money on good quality power tools in our kitchen? And I'll show you a little bit more detail what I'm talking about here. So for starters, I'm going to show you guys my #1 favorite thing that I use in my kitchen right now. This is our deep covered baker, also lovingly known as the magic pot. And the reason that we call it the magic pot is all the things that you can do in here. But my favorite feature about this is definitely the fact that it fits in most standard microwaves. And I'll tell you a little specifically about that in a second here. If you look on the inside, the deep covered baker is part of our stoneware line, just like the large bar pan that I'll be showing you here. So all of our stoneware is 100% clay, organic clay stoneware. And some of you might be thinking, oh my gosh, why would I want to put it in the microwave? That's gonna nuking any kind of food, especially meats, which I'll tell you about that in a second too. Is disgusting. It's gonna come out rubbery. It's gonna come out dry. That's not going to happen in here. You might think that when you put this in the microwave, that the microwaves are coming in and they're heating the food directly. But what's actually happening is that the microwave is heating this vessel. It's heating the baker, and the baker is creating kind of a stone oven effect or a brick oven effect, and it is cooking your food. Everything based in its own juices, chicken in particular. I can put a whole roasting chicken in here, throw some veggies, spritz it with a little bit of olive oil, put some seasoning on it. I like the Italian seasoning or the rosemary herb seasoning myself. I sprinkle it with that, stick it in the microwave for about 30 to 35 minutes, just until it's cooked all the way through. You don't want to see any pink in the meat. And when you open the lid, the aroma is wonderful. It's fall off the bone. It's moist. It's delicious. And you have a whole dinner that can feed quite a few people in just a matter of about 30 to 35 minutes. So one of the reasons that I love this. Some other things that you can do in this deep covered baker are pastas, soups, stews, chilies. My family likes that I can do dessert in here. I do a molten chocolate cake. All you do is you take a devil's food cake. You make it according to the package rules, instructions rather, and put it in here. Dollop scoops of fudge or chocolate frosting. You don't want to use whipped. Dollop it with that. I like to put some cherry pie filling along with that to make it a Black Forest molten lava cake. Put it in the microwave uncovered for about 10 minutes, and you're going to get a really, really delicious, quick, that's the most important thing to me, quick dessert in here. So you can do all kinds of stuff. And somebody asked me recently, I don't cook a whole chicken, especially if you're a single person or if it's just you and your spouse or anybody, whoever. No, you don't have to do just a whole chicken in there. I actually often will do chicken tenders, chicken breasts, just line the bottom with it. Cook it for, when you're just doing something small like that, just between 12 and 15 minutes is good. But of course you want to baby it. You never want to just go off of time and not check the meat. So always check it, cut it open, make sure that it's white all the way through and the juices are running clear pretty much. That's another good rule. And then I actually go in, these are our salad choppers. So what I do is I cook the chicken. I take our salad choppers. You just open the lid up, let it cool maybe for a second, and then you lift in, pick up the meat that you've cooked, lift it, chop, and you'll get perfect diced chicken without ever having to take it out of the deep covered baker, and you know, touching it and having to deal with stuff like that. So I love that. I make nachos. I make you can do chopped chicken for salad. You can do anything you use chopped chicken for. We use diced chicken a lot in my house for recipes. So there's that. My next power tool. This is the large bar pan. This is actually one of my #1 sellers. The deep covered baker and this are definitely my some of my #1 sellers. And the reason for that is that I use this all day long. Our stoneware, and this comes in 3 different sizes, but I always recommend getting this bigger one, just because for the sole purpose of you can do more on it. You don't have to worry about if you buy a smaller one and you want to make a larger amount of something, you don't have to go, oh dang, you know, I should have gotten the bigger one. You can do anything on this. You can do meats. I do chicken breast. I've done salmon on here. It comes out delicious. Do salmon. You can drizzle it with a little honey, chop up some onion and some lemon, squeeze some lemon over it. Bacon on here comes out perfect. So you can do your meats on here. You can do veggies. Take some veggies, broccoli, zucchini. I chop up zucchini. You can use this simple slicer, which I'll show you briefly in a little bit. Just place them on the pan, on the bar pan, sprinkle them, spritz them with a little bit of olive oil, chop up some breadcrumbs, and sprinkle them with breadcrumbs, bake them at about 400 degrees for like 20 to 22 minutes, and they come out delicious. They're like candy. It's so good. So you can do your meats, your veggies. Obviously, you can do cookies because it has this nice little ledge here. You can do brownies in this pan. You can do your bacon, biscuits, grilled cheese, pancakes, French toast. The list goes on. So anyway, one of the main things I love about this, you can use it all day long. Every single meal you can do pretty much everything on here in the oven. If you fry food usually, try baking it on here. During Hanukkah, my family actually does latkes on here instead of dipping them in the oil, just because it's greasy, it's fatty, it makes the house smell bad. So this year we actually tried it on the stone, and they came out really, really good. So there's that. Oh, and you might be thinking, if you're not familiar with our stoneware, you're probably looking at this going, that thing looks disgusting. Like, why are you advertising with that? Basically, the worse it looks, the better it cooks. That's the rule. So when you first get it, it's going to be this nice sandy color here. And then the more you use it, it's going to get kind of a satiny finish on it. You actually, that's it. I'm glad that I mentioned that and reminded myself. You never want to use Pam. We have a kitchen spritzer that I don't have here at the moment, but basically you don't want to use Pam because when you turn it and you look at the ingredients on the back, it has a chemical on it called propellant. It's a propellant, and basically, so when you spray stuff on this, if you spray Pam on this, you're going to get that chemical film on it, and you don't want that. But anyway, so you're going to, if the first couple times you use it, do something, cook something kind of fatty on it, or spray it with a little bit of that olive oil or veggie oil or something like that. And then after that, you're going to get that satiny finish, and it's going to be nonstick for life. So, and it's also very easy to clean. All of our stoneware comes with a little brown nylon scraper, and you just want to use hot water, little elbow grease, scrub it, dry it with paper towel, and put it away. So easy cleanup. Another thing that I love about that stone. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about with you guys is our cookware. This is my third and final power tool that I have that I want to show you guys. And this is our 12-inch executive cookware skillet. This skillet is excellent for doing large one-pot meals, just like the our magic pot over here, the deep covered baker. But for doing stovetop things, you can do like skillet chicken and couscous I've done. You can do a whole cake in here. These are oven safe up to 400 degrees. And so just really, really cool stuff that you can do with here. And it's so incredibly nonstick. This is so easy to clean. You don't get the scrapes and all that stuff on there with the little, you know, when it looks like you put pepper in your food and you didn't. That's because that nasty nonstick spray that they just spray on as opposed to bake on like these, it starts to scrape off over the years, and you get it in your food, which is not good. You figure, you know, you don't probably want to ingest that stuff. So, but another wonderful feature of these are nice and weighty, which is one of the reasons it has the nice handle here, because these skillets it's heavy, but the heat distribution in this is incredible. You can put ice cubes in here, It's a good demo kind of thing where I put ice cubes in here. The ice cubes will melt really quickly, and then when you feel that pan, you're going to feel it's ice cold on the bottom as well as the sides. So the heat distribution is excellent on these. You're not going to get those hot spots and the cold spots and have to deal with stuff like that. But this is excellent for those large family meals that you want to do. You can do pasta in here. You can do meats. You can do just all kinds of stuff. So I love this meal for doing, I love this pan for doing those big weeknight easy meals. And those fun desserts that you can flip it over onto the plate and it just pops right out. It's wonderful. So the next thing that I want to show you guys, this is our manual food processor. This is just kind of one of another newer toy to me, and I just love it. I love our food chopper, which most of you might have the food chopper. And the food chopper is excellent for chopping individual things like nuts, onions to keep yourself from crying. I did a show once and I was using my knife and mincing up some onions, and it made me just bawl the whole rest of the show, which was horrible, but kind of funny when I look back on it. But anyway, so there's the food chopper for individual things, and this is the manual food chopper, food processor, sorry. And this is excellent for doing lots of things at once. You can do a tapenade in here. I do salsa. I do fruit purees. You can do chocolate nuts. You can do pie crust in here, which is actually pretty cool. You can do pesto. All sorts of things. You can chop up those onions. My mother-in-law likes to use this for chopping up onions so that, again, you don't have the tears. So it has this nice little blade. This is the whole thing right here. It comes apart really easily. This is the top, and for anybody that has or has seen our fruit and salad spinner, works on the same mechanism. It's got a little lock here. You unlock it, and then you press it like that, and that's what spins the blade. And the blade, most food processors have the two blades on it. This has 3, so it just gets in there and does a really good job of mincing up stuff. I put tomatoes in there the first time I used it, and I was like, I don't really think this is going to chop very well. And it really, I was pleasantly surprised. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like I said, it works off that same mechanism. And there's a little silicone band around here, so when you have it on the surface that you're trying to pump to get everything broken up, it's not going to go sliding all over the place. So pretty cool. What else? Well, anyway, those are kind of the main things. This is our the simple slicer. This is excellent. You can see that it's got that nice big food holder. The whole point of this is to have a nice mandolin that is not going to chop your fingers off. You've got the little sliding thing here that goes on. You've got a lock button, and then there's 3 different settings for how thick you want to cut things. So, you know, in the summertime, this is excellent for if you're cutting up tomatoes and onions for burgers out on the grill or inside on one of our grill pans. But you can put, it's a nice big food holder. You can chop up anything. You can do onions, zucchini. You can do peppers, bell peppers, which is a really good one. Just lots of different stuff, and it's really easy. My husband was using this the other night. He just commented on how easy it is to use and how easily and quickly it slices. So really nifty tool to have in your kitchen. Yes, I said nifty. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it as far as the kind of my main things that I just have to show you guys because I just am in love with them and I use them on a regular basis. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for watching that. Hopefully it was useful to you and you can walk away with some awesome tips, and hopefully you got some information that will be useful for you when you're looking at our catalog to maybe purchase some stuff for this show. So before we wrap this up, I just wanted to talk to you guys really briefly about a couple of things, the most important things to me. One is hosting, and for anybody who hasn't ever hosted with the Pampered Chef before, we are very generous to our hosts. The company is very generous to its hosts. You never pay full price for anything you're going to get, even doing a Facebook show. My average host gets about $100 to $100 to $200 in free and discounted products, which is just awesome. I mean, every single host just, they love how much free stuff they get. You always get free shipping. You can get half-price items, and then every month we have a host special. Like right now, it's 60% off cookware. It might be different, you know, by the time you guys watch this this particular video. But so there's that. So hosting is a really awesome way to get the products at a discount. Because most of the time people have a wish list that's, you know, far exceeds their budget. So that's a really good way to do that. The person that has the least amount of money and wants the most products is perfect candidate to be a host. So then the other, in my opinion, most important thing to talk about is the business opportunity. I'm sure that all of you probably did not come on here thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to get a new job today. You know, that's probably not what's going on in your mind. But I feel like I would be letting you guys down if I didn't talk to you and tell you a little bit about this business opportunity and why I love doing it so much. I personally am a busy mother of 2, and I also do hair, and then I have another business that I do kind of more in the summer with henna tattoos and face painting. But the point of all that is that I am very busy, and which I enjoy. I'm a type of person that loves to have something going on. I love to be brainstorming constantly and being creative, and so that's something that I love about this company, is that it gives me, or this business rather, it gives me that entrepreneurial type feel where I wake up every morning and I work my business one way or another. But you know, on the same note, I am home with my kids. I take my son to school in the morning. I pick him up when it's time for him to come home, and I stay home with my baby. So that was a very important thing, very important factor to me when I was looking at starting back up with this business. I did it 5 years ago, and I'm back with it, and I couldn't be happier. I just am loving it for a lot of reasons. One of which is obviously all the products that I've gotten. My husband enjoys that I actually cook for him now. I've always known how to cook. My dad showed me how to cook, and I used to enjoy being in the kitchen with him. But now I have a lot more confidence. I have fun tools that I love using. My husband loves using, you know, my whole family does. And so that really is getting us in the kitchen more, which is really important to me. And that's a key thing. That's part of why I do this, is that I really want to encourage people to get back into the kitchen and making those meals and getting everybody back to the table, instead of saying, you know, let's go to dinner, and everybody gets their shoes on and goes out the door, you know. So I really want to bring people back to the dinner table, and that's a big, big part of why Pampered Chef even exists, is to accomplish that. So if you look here, hopefully you guys can see it. I'll try to get it so that there's no glare on it. There we go. So up here, if you look up here, this is our regular new consultant kit. And this consultant kit comes with over $580 worth of goodies. I say goodies because it's like when you get the box of it, it's like Christmas, no matter what month it is. It's always very exciting for me. But when you get this, you get so many, you get all these products. You get the paperwork you need. You get everything you need to do the first 6 shows. And all the training is done online. So if you are busy and you can only do, you know, 1 lesson per day, or even 20 minutes worth of something, you know, whatever it is, you can do it at your own pace, which is really, really cool. They really respect the fact that you need to be able to do it at your own pace, and most people, and that's something that they really enjoy about it. So there's this big kit. And the cool thing is that when you get this kit, you're not going to put it up on a shelf and, you know, just stare at it and bring a few things down to do a show. No, when you get this stuff, man, you take it out of the box and you're going to be using it in your kitchen. And that's the cool thing, you know, when you start the business, you know, give it a month, do 4 shows. You know, give it your best shot, do the 4 shows, and if you don't like it, it's not for you, you're just not happy with it for whatever reason, at the end of that time, you get to walk away with all of these products and whatever money that you earned. And that's it, you know, you can be done with it and have all these awesome products, and you paid a fraction of what they're worth. So very cool thing to think about. If your, you know, money, if the kit cost is a problem right now, we do have a smaller kit. It's only $80. You get over $250 worth of stuff. So again, lots of value for just a little bit of money, and you still get all of the great tips and tools and training things that you need to really make your business a success. So anyway, I needed to bring that up. And you know, like I said, you probably weren't coming onto the show thinking, oh, I'm going to get a job. And you might think, oh, I don't have enough time. You know, there's people that do this, doctors, lawyers, people that are just busy, and they do this just for fun, because really you can fit it in wherever you want. If you're busy all week long and you really only have time to do it on 1 Saturday afternoon a month, 2 Saturdays a month, you can do that. It's completely up to you. And you know, it's not something that requires a ton of time. Some people do this just for the incentive trips. Some people do it for money. Some people do it so that they can have something that that they can contribute to the family income but still stay home with their kids. There's so many reasons that people do this, and every single one of them, there's so many people that are just reaching their goals every day with this business, and I'm very happy to say that I'm one of those people. I'm accomplishing what I want to out of this business, and I have big goals and big dreams, but not everybody has that, and that's totally fine. So anyway, I hope that you guys learned something from this, that you're having a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.